Is there some light? Yeah, right, there we go. Okay. Sir David the Bard, I'm coming to you from the BYU Wilkinson Center, where I used to teach dance. And I brought little Betty down. She's a little kangaroo, cute as hell. And she's good at Latin American dancing, man. When she sways, looks like the girl from Ipanema. Well, except for the tail. It's sometimes hard. Tail? Oh, her tail that wags. I haven't had kangaroo tail ever. But anyway, Sir David the Bard, I'm here. Can I get my leg up? No. I'm trying to get a leg up on you. This is my happy dance. You guys aren't going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. But you know the Bard, he don't lie. Which is this one? God dang. The Bard went up to the University of Utah today. Now, they don't like me up there. And frankly, I don't blame them. When you're breaking the law, you don't want to see the Bard. The Bard looks like 60 Minutes in Kangaroo Land. When I come in with that baby kangaroo, it's just bopping up and down. The video cameras go, holy shit, the Bard and his kangaroos are here. Let me tell you what happened. I hardly believe it. I hardly believe it. I called to take a look at the 5013C Articles of Incorporation of the University of Utah Medical Center, and also the last licensing review, and a list of current donors the last 2 years. Try to get that from any Mormon situation. You might as well wait for the resurrection. Anyway, I called. I was on the hospital line 45 minutes between the university operator and the hospital operator. Back and forth, back and forth. Anyway, I asked for those papers. I asked for 2 weeks, and they haven't sent them. Long story short, he said, I think you want to talk to the foundation. I said, okay, give me the foundation. And Carol was there, and she was polite, businesslike and polite. And they're going to watch all my videos tonight. They know. Those cameras know the Bard. God damn, I'm not there. 15 seconds. And the attorneys and the managers and the supervisors, there's 2 things they do. They crawl through the cracks of the door and go to lunch, or they come in and have to deal with the Bard. So anyway, Carol says, well, I have none of those papers. Call Ron Long. I'm going to use his name. I don't care. He'll be in all day. I've heard that before at the university. You could call his voicemail. I said, oh yeah, that's like calling on Jesus to come and help me. It's never happened. Anyway, I call his voicemail. Hi, I'm not here. I'm ditching out early on Friday. I'm a Mormon, and none of us work past 2 o'clock. Well, I want to be fair to Ron. He came down after I called him 3 times, and I said, this is the Bard, man. Where are you? This is the Bard, man. Where are you? He didn't call back. So I got my ass in the car, and I drove half an hour over to the, well, it's not a half an hour from my house. I'm here at the Holiday Inn at the Salt Lake Airport. They have a special kangaroo cage. No other hotels take animals, so you know, I have to tie her down. I take the baby with me, and anyway, I can't get a hold of this guy. So finally, I said, you know what? If you don't show up, you don't exist. So I showed up. Ron comes down, says, you have an appointment? I said, you know I don't. And you know I don't need one. He's, well, you're right on both. So he comes down, and we start chatting, and I say, hey, you know, I need to see the Articles of Incorporation. And they say, you're the accountant, and you have this stuff. Well, I just got a call from, what's it called? Assholes Incorporated. No, wait a minute. That's what I'm thinking. Let me tell you, it's the attorney group of the Attorney General's office of the state of Utah. And they said, I'm not to give you anything. I said, okay. I've just gotten a lot of shit from you. Do you want me to give that back to you? No. I said, listen, call back your attorneys. Tell them the Bard's here. And as a reasonable accommodation, I want those papers, and I'm coming over to their office right now. Well, I hadn't been there 20 seconds. he runs upstairs to make the call, and Chris is fabulous. You know, there's very few people in the world that I like, other than myself. Anyway, Chris comes out of his office, way down the hall. I said, hell, Chris, you got a video camera in your office? He said, you know damn right I do. When you're on campus, I come out. I like you, Chris. You're a good man. You're the only honest one in the group here. He said, what are you going to try to do? I said, well, I'm trying to get the articles of corporation. I don't think you're in compliance, and I want to see the donors, because I know the Mormon Church has donated over $1 million last year. What the hell is one 501 giving to another 501? Does this make sense? He go, well, he's a diplomat. He's a wonderful young man. He's probably 30, 31. He's got a beard, hair, which I don't have. So he said, well. I said, yeah? He says, well, I have an idea. I go, okay. I'm sitting down. What is your idea? And he said, well, is there a way that, you know, we might be able to negotiate and end this nightmare? I said, well, everyone on campus knows me now. They're going to miss me. Well, what if we got Spanky to withdraw and delete from your wife's credit file everything, like it never existed? And from your credit file, too, like it never existed. Well, I'm listening. And he said, well, would you stipulate to that part of the agreement that you'll let Spanky's ass off if he corrects and repents and makes restitution? I said, you know what, Chris, I like you. If I talked to anybody else, I would have told them to go fuck themselves. But I like you. You're an honest man. You're a good man. And I believe you. I said, I'll tell you what. Go call Spanky. Tell him I'm willing to stipulate to withdrawing his portion of the lawsuit if he cleans his act up and treats me and my wife fairly. Okay, and he just takes off. I go, God, he's not going to get an attorney in Utah at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But he was very excited to try to settle this. So he went off, and he comes back and he goes, he's willing to do it. That's it. I kicked his ass. You have. Says, there's a boot up Spanky's ass. There is. Okay. And then he goes, well, what about the university? We're still on there. And it's like $350,000. Well, you hired Spanky, and, you know, there has to be some restitution for that. He says, well, wait just a minute. So now his boss comes down. And the higher they come on the staircase, the more important they are. You know, when you're on the bottom floor, you're dog shit. When you go up a floor, to the second floor, you're just poo-poo. When you get up to the top, you're just Mr. Asshole. So anyway, she comes down, and she was nice. She was sweet. And she's a Mormon. She loves to chatter and talk and thinks the more talk, the more truth. And I told her that ain't the way the bard thinks. And she says, well, you know, I want to show you what we've been doing. I said, well, I know what you've been doing. That's why you're in a lawsuit. She said, well, let me take a look here. I've got some stuff. I said, okay. So she has my lawsuit clear over there at the Attorney General's office. And she says, look at this. We have made sure that we have signs now in the hospital for poor people and in Spanish. That if they can't afford our services here, there is a process and an application they can make out, and if they're qualified, we will excuse their debt. I said, shit, that's the right way to go, man. That's all the bard wanted, fairness. She said, well, we're down that road. We're doing that. I said, what else? Well, she had all these marks on the paper. She said, well, we're trying to put on, and we are putting on, the front page. When you come in here as a patient, it will say on the front page, there's a program. If you can't afford our services, please fill out these papers. I said, holy shit, that wasn't there when I came in. She said, well, you're right. We were hiding the program because we think too many people are going to use it, and the Mormon Church won't get as much from us as they get now. But we want to be fair, so now we have it on the front page. I said, you know what? That's all I wanted here. All I wanted here was for Spanky to be fair. Don't charge my wife for a bill that she didn't owe. Don't ruin her credit. And you guys hiding the ball from the poor people. And when they come in here, you should treat them with respect and with dignity. Try to get a little payment from them if you can. If you can't, you got to excuse it or tell them to fill out the form. We're doing that. So she showed me 2 or 3 or 4 things on my lawsuit that they'd made notes next to, and going, he's right, and we're not doing these things, but we better be doing them, because when we get to court, we'll say we fixed them. And Chris looks at me and says, well, what do you think? I, well, Chris, I try to be a fair man, and I have a certain amount of wisdom. I'm never going to get everything I want in life. I didn't get Marie Osmond. I didn't get her panties. Well, you know, I'm going to go to my non-maker because I'm an atheist. So, you know, I've been praying to Jesus for Marie Osmond to come and be on my show and and play Helen Mar Kimball, if you know what I mean. I haven't heard from her. Jesus ain't done shit. He goes, I don't even hear you. So anyway, I told him I don't expect to get everything, and I'm not a mean person. I'm not a bully. But I don't like bullies. If I find a bully, I'll kick their ass, legally or whatever else I need to do legally to let a bully know they're not going to take advantage of innocent people who don't have high intelligence or who are disabled, etc. I tell you what, Chrissy baby, the Bard is going to deal. You go up to your magic kingdom. I think they're in the celestial kingdom of this building, and the building is only for the University of Utah. That's all the collection is. I think a 4-story building, a major block, a corner block, high-rise, and all they do is collect money for the University of Utah. So he says, I'll be right back. So I go, he's not even going to find an attorney in Utah at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday. And he comes running back, like 10 minutes. He has a paper. He says, we're willing to continue to do the things we're doing and improve our services and treat people more fairly. Well, you know what? He says, I've also got good news for you. Spanky wrote back. He drew up a paper in 10 minutes. Says, please forgive me, Bard. Please forgive me. Sign this and let me live a few more years. And I go, you know what? I'm not mean. And I think Spanky learned a lesson. One thing I know about Spanky, he doesn't learn. He will look at this and say, see, I got away with it again. I didn't get caught. I can't judge that. I can't, manage that. But, well, we got the boot up his ass. University is trying to make some improvements, and my suspicion is the university is going to make its dealings with collections a little bit different, and Spanky might not be in the picture. So, anyway, I wanted to let you know, I was doing my happy dance all the way home, and my little kangaroo, and when she found out, good grief, I didn't know they could bounce that much, and she got off the leash there in the building of the Attorney General. I'm chasing her down the hall. Women are screaming. The attorneys are running under the table. It's just a kangaroo. It's just a kangaroo. So anyway, I wanted to report to you, my family, how much I appreciate you, how much I want to work for you, how much you mean to me. This morning, I was a little down. We got some negative news for a few days on Mercy's immigration of her parents, and I was sad and I was down, and this crazy stuff that goes on. And one of you sent me the kangaroo McDonald's story. I just laughed my ass off, and I forgot all about being sad. So, thank you. Most of you are a hell of a lot more funny than I am. Most of you are more intelligent than I am. You're always correcting me, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't know everything. But, I do know a few things in my old age. I do know that we should stand up to bullies. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, whatever they are. They're not going to tell me I can't put a cartoon, which I've done, on my videos. Don't come to our country and force your religion on me. This is a country of freedom. I've said to you in the last video, you can't fight City Hall and win. The Bard knows. God knows how many times I've been in court fighting City Hall. You can't win, but you can spill your blood on their steps. And other people see that blood, and they're willing to spill their blood. Pretty soon, the steps crumble with that much blood on them. Don't be a bully. Be fair. Be kind. My wife's name, you know, is Mercy. I try to have mercy. I have to admit, you know, one thing Jesus did. Now, I tell you, I'm an atheist and Jesus ain't done shit for me. He never has. But once he did. Once I was praying, I was really, really down, and I was a Mormon, which you are really, really down if you're a Mormon. You're not allowed to laugh. No loud laughter, light-mindedness. That's it. Be sad. I was praying, and I said, you know, Lord, if you're there, and I know you're not, but I don't have anything to do tonight, and I need to get a life. I'd like you to have a little mercy on me. I'd like to find another wife. Well, sure enough, I came up in the Philippines, and her name was Mercy. She's right over there. And I married her, and she reminds me every day to have mercy on the people I associate with and the people that I influence. I let Spanky off the hook. I wouldn't be surprised if he would have had a heart attack. Maybe he cried himself to sleep. I know his wife slapped the shit out of him when she got him joined in the application. Maybe he learned, maybe he didn't learn. But you know what? I spilt my blood on the steps again. Don't be mean. Don't be cruel. Don't kick a puppy. Well, you can kick a, what is that dog? You know what I'm thinking of. It's not a bulldog. It's not a terrier. God, this dementia. It drives me nuts. I have such a large vocabulary. You know, the dog that goes, and it eats kids. You know what I'm talking about. And you'll come on with a comment and say, Bard, this is the dog you were talking about. It's not a pit bull. Is it a pit bull? It might be. The pit bull dog. If it's down, don't kick it. It deserves to be kicked. Maybe shot in the head, but don't kick a doggy when he's down. So, the Mormon Church, the state of Utah, the University of Utah, and the Attorney General's office are all having a drink tonight. Whether you live the word of wisdom or not, they're having a drink going, God damn, the Bard about got us, but we got away with it because he has a little mercy in his life. Jesus gave him a little mercy. So, I'm happy. I hope that I did some good. And I hope Spanky's learned a lesson. I'm going to put one more video up with Spanky's name on it and tell him, you know, that he ended up licking the Bard's ass. And he's lucky because he still has a tongue to lick with. I don't like the man. I never liked the man. If he changed, I might tolerate him. I don't know. University people were good to me. I don't think they're trying to be mean to the poor, but I think they see the dollar signs, and they're all Mormons. And this is the sign and the token that they haven't put in the temple yet. It's the dollar sign. It's the dollar sign of the Mormons. Pay, lay, ale. Dollar, dollar, dollar. Anyway, the Bard's happy. I've done a happy dance. I don't want to have, I do want to have health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins, sinews, power and priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. That's the name of the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarch grip or sure sign of the nail. Please don't cut my throat. Please don't tear my heart out. And please don't tear my guts out. And please quit opening my wallet, Utah, and trying to get a few bucks out of there, because most of your Mormons are poor and they give 10%. They don't even know where it goes, and you're going to sue me for $175. Well, I hope you've learned. And the Bard is happy. The Bard is very, very happy. I'm going to have maybe a couple of glasses of wine over the weekend. And my kangaroo right now, she's sitting over at the bar. She's got 2 vodka martinis. I don't know. Kangaroos drink funny stuff. Bard's gone.